Okay, welcome back to Terence Payne Engineering. Okay, now what I want to do here is to look at just some additional information in regards to computers and purely on the fact that of the use of a firewall. Now, this information has been provided by CJIN Security Implementations. Okay, created by CJIN Security Team, August 2nd, 2001. Now, this was in the public domain at the time, so I'm trusting here that there is no copyright infringements. Okay, I'm just hoping that is the case. If not, I'll have to take it down. Okay, but this is what we use to show our students at that time what it was, what a firewall was, and how the reasons why you need a firewall. Okay, basically. So let's look at the outlined. Firewall definition and use, firewall architecture, functions of a firewall. Okay. And again, I state that this was in the public domain, so I do not believe there should be an issue. Okay. What is a firewall? Firewall is a network security device positioned between two different networks, usually between an organization internal trusted network and the internet, similar to a moat around a castle. Okay, and that's just a simplification of that. This is to give you this moat is around the castle, but the bridge gives access to those who have the key. What does a firewall do? Right, a firewall ensures that all communication attempting to cross from one network to the other meet an organization security policy. Firewalls track and control communications, deciding whether to allow, reject, or encrypt communications. In addition to protecting trusted networks from the internet, firewalls are increasingly being deployed to protect sensitive portions of local area networks and individual PCs. Okay. Why do you need a firewall? Organizations around the world are embracing the internet and internet technologies to forge new and beneficial business relationships. Firewalls help organizations balance the openness of the internet with the need to protect the privacy and integrity of sensitive business communications. Okay. Now, you have heard of certain guys who have broken into certain areas of government works, and the one that comes to my mind is the guy that broke into the US security system. I believe they, rather than send him to prison, I think they may have employed his services. That would be the most useful thing to do. But that's just my opinion, please note, okay? Network attacks protected by a firewall. Syntax SYN flooding. Uses the TCP connection protocol, causes denial of service attack. Ping flooding. Uses abnormal size, systems crash. Mail bombs. Okay, sends huge mail or data, crashes SMTP host, lost mail. Okay. Network attacks protected by a firewall continued. CPU, central processing unit, hogging. Launch application that hog the CPU. Denial of service. So this process keeps your CPU tied up, not really doing the work that you want it to do, and that could be detrimental to your business. Malicious applets, dancing baby versus security, fake username, password screen, routing update, incorrect routing information protocol, tables can do it with open shortest path first. Network attacks protected by a firewall. Continued. Character generator attack. Connect character generator to echo service. Out of band attacks. Data OOB data to port 139 hangs Windows systems. Port scanning. Find an open port. Can connect and attack protected network. Okay. Network security with firewalls. Create the border network. First level of defense, the moat. That's your internet, and you want to connect to the internet. So here's your firewall. You need to set up a firewall that prevents you from being attacked from external sources. The function of a firewall. 4 key functions of a firewall. Packet filtering, network address translator, circuit level gateway, application proxies. Alright, this is just information for you. You can do your own research in additional to if you want to find out exactly what each item is and does. Okay. Operation of packet filters. The firewall makes a decision to allow or deny packets based on a definition. Deny all packets with a source IP address, etc., etc. Okay. And that is your firewall telling you what can and cannot pass. Packet filters usually implemented on routers filter traffic based on packet content such as IP addresses. Operation of NAT provides hiding of local address by translating between the internal network IP address and the assigned internet IP address. NAT operates in 3 modes: static, dynamic, mixed, both static and dynamic. Okay. Operation of static mode, NAT. One public address for one private address, allows for hosting services, translates only IP addresses, recalculates the TCP and IP checksums. The checksums is the whether or not they have the same configuration for simplification, incoming or an outgoing, so they check so they can be passed through. Okay, basically. But this is for you to do your own research on and to make sure that you make your own decisions and gather your own knowledge, because some of this will be out of date. The principle of firewall is not out of date, it is still substantially standard requirement now, even now, but they have become a lot more sophisticated. Okay. Operation static mode. Okay, all this does here is tells you what is what regarding your IP address. And I'm going to leave that for you to configure yourselves. Okay, but internet, now intranet is internal, and internet is when you want to go outside of your internal space. Then you need additional security to prevent others from hacking into you. Dynamic mode, many private addresses to one public address, translate IP addresses, maps to ports, has default implicit filtering of unsolicited inbound connections, recalculate TCP and IP checksums. Operation with dynamic mode, okay, continued, okay. Now again, you can see here, this is a private network. similarly to our VPN or what we have nowadays, very private network basically. But you can then see with that we're then trying to connect externally to reach other computers, and that is where the problem comes in. Circuit level gateway. Second level of defense acts as the drawbridge, access control at connect time, user group, organizations, unit, organization, based on user, not on IP address. Circuit level gateways, protocol translator. Local clients make transport connections to the gateway. Gateway makes the transport connection to the host. Circuit level gateways, continued access. List is used for access control. Provides network address translation, support transparent proxy. Okay. And transparent proxy is simply referring to that it must be able to see what it is doing, and it is the same information coming as going, so that they act as a key. Again, do your own additional research. Okay, I'm just trying to give a overview, and I'm not going to say that I get it right all the time, but I will do the best that I can. It's down to you to ensure your information is up to date and you have the best knowledge available. You can find a lot of this now on the internet. Application proxy gateway, dual home, public and private interfaces, proxy server, more than one proxy, etc., etc. How the proxy works, okay. Client sends a protocol request to the proxy. Proxy verifies with access control that the request is allowed. Proxy performs the operation on the behalf of the client. Operation proxy servers. You can see local area network. Again, accessing the internet. Here you need your firewall to protect you, basically incoming and outgoing. Internet then accesses other sources, so forth. So you can see that there's quite an expanse of issues which can occur if you do not have an effective firewall in place, because of the different connections that you're going to be making and accessing. Operational applications, proxies. And you can see here your proxy server and your web server. Okay. Different firewall alerts generates emails to one or more users, generates simple network, logs events in the audit trail, display messages, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Use network control management, provide alerts for major security events. Okay, firewall alert continued. Network management console. Okay, so you have a console which manages the whole system and can see what other people is doing. And you have a firewall audit log. Firewall ensures that all communications attempting to cross from one network to the other meet an organization's security policy. Firewalls track and control communications, deciding whether to allow, reject, or encrypt communications. A firewall typically provides two levels of defense against attacks: perimeter and access control. Now, obviously, we have more perimeters now than we did before, so bear that in mind. A firewall also provides audit trails for analysis and notifications when a breach is discovered. Okay. Okay, I hope you found this useful. Have a good day. Bye bye.